Hi, I'm Josanne Wright Callender, the author of Making Do Growing Up Colored in the Jim Crow South During the Great Depression. And while this book, most of you have been following my blogs, know that my book was debuted 2022, January. And since that time, a lot of ups and downs have happened. And one in particular was I couldn't use Tuskegee Tales anymore. My attorney was working through the copywriting and the trademarking of this banner for my books, and I was just about to say, okay, let's just take it off, and I'll just do Making Do, which is why this book has nothing about Tuskegee Tales on it. I honored the attorney's opinion, and he says, well, if it were me, I would just not have that on there at all because someone else is using titles similar to that. And so between the two of us, if you've been following the blogs, I remember I'd said that he came up with this really strong um, banner word. And, I said, I'll divulge what it is once we get things sorted out. And it looks like the news is I'm about a month away from this being like real. Um, we just got word back yesterday that it was being reviewed by the Trademark Commission or whatever their board is called. And there was only like two small things that needed to be corrected before they could move ahead. So I'm just praying that this is the moment that we've all been waiting for, especially me. So that's my first update. And the second update is I've begun sending my books out again to bookstores. And if you're a bookstore owner, please contact me or DM me. You can go through info@mattjoe.com. But the wonderful thing is that I was talking with a friend who is doing the developmental edit, and there's a lot that I'm changing on book number 2. She suggested that I look at my keywords because one, it was kind of funny to me, and maybe it's just my sense of humor. She noticed that in Amazon that it had, usually my book is like way at the bottom, like 1 million out of so many books. But the one category that I was like number 533 was in history. I think it was history, drama with humor or something like that. And she says, I don't know if that's a correct category for your book to be in because it's not really humorous. It has to do with the Jim Crow South. And I've been thinking about this, taking that off the keywords. But, as I'm looking at my revisions of the volume 2 and beginning the outline of volume 3, which I've already got like about 10 chapters written, what struck me was that there is a string of humor that goes throughout because, we're looking at people who are going through a really traumatic and frightening time in the 40s living in the South. And one of the things that really helped them through, other than their faith in God, was humor. They had to find the humor within their lives to keep them going. And it works today in the same way. We'll find comedians that are able to speak out and say things that say, wow, that is a very odd way to look at it, but that's the truth. And it's just that whole thing about sometimes humor helps us accept things and move on beyond the way things are. And so that's why I think I'm going to keep humor in my keyword lists, not just because it's 533, which was amazing, but just because that's part of what people used and we still use to get through some of these tough times. Fringe has sent my husband and I, husband and me, some, it's my grammar. That's what my friend who's doing the copy editing, that she hates my grammar. And of course, I'm working on it. She and I were just thinking about the humor. And then a friend of mine so happened to send me a YouTube link to like four different really funny videos. And I was thinking, this is part of our life, it's part of my family's life. Humor helps us heal and it helps us have hope. So I hope you find something humorous to look at today and to laugh at and to keep your spirit buoyed and knowing that yet we're in a serious time, but there's always something to give us a little joy. So thank you for subscribing. Please share, and we'll talk soon. Bye bye.